Long West Papua. Sunny go down, sunny come up, nobody's up yet. Long West Papua. Like freedom, like your freedom, freedom, Long West Papua. Only one dog belong you. I'm a freedom, freedom, yeah, freedom, Long West Papua. Only one dogs belong you. Sunny go down, sunny come up, no one stop yet. Long West Papua. Sunny go down, sunny come up, no one stop yet. Long West Papua. Freedom, like freedom, oh, freedom, Long West Papua. Only one thought belong you. Freedom, 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 Long West Papua. Only one thought belong you. Papua!
Merdeka!
Papua!
Merdeka! Merdeka! Merdeka!
Department of Foreign Affairs in Darwin. We are in Department of Foreign Affairs in Darwin waiting to speak to someone on behalf of the Australian government to ask them what the hell that they think they're doing still working with Indonesia and persecuting, killing the people of West Papua right now. Lombok Treaty, we've got it here today. We're going to actually rip it up and spit on it in the Department of Foreign Affairs office.
Not spit on it.
And we won't spit on it. And tell the Australian government that on behalf of the Australian people, that Lombok Treaty that is persecuting the people of West Papua today is not to be hidden behind anymore, and we're going to rip it up.
Woohoo! The Australian government is complicit via the Lombok Treaty. Unmuzzle ourselves.
Mingle around a bit.
who's gonna rip that up?
Different situations.
Oh, we're gonna.
No.
The opposition's complicit.
Excuse me, folks, I've got to go to the dentist.
You're right. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Lucha Conchula.
Processing sort of refund.
This is the instrument that allows the human rights abuses and the genocide to continue in West Papua, and the reason why Scott Morrison, as the Australian Prime Minister, and Marissa Payne, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, to be tight-lipped and silent on human rights abuses. Well, we're not putting up with it anymore. The Australian people are disgusted in what is happening in West Papua. We are not going to tolerate it anymore, and whatever it takes, we're going to bring the message to Scott Morrison and Marissa Payne loud and clear. We are not putting up with it, and neither should anybody in this country. It is disgusting, shameful, inhuman behaviour.
Shame!
Shame! And we are not going to tolerate it anymore. And we expect a lot more from our representative bodies in the government. Marissa Payne, you are there to do a service for Foreign Affairs, and this is not what we want. This is not what we expect from foreign. We need you to be fully aware of what's happening in West Papua. If you aren't already, you need to be fully aware of what's happening there, the human rights abuses and the continued genocide which has been going on since the 60s, right? We've had enough. Scott Morrison, be real, man. Come down and let's talk Turkey. But something has got to be done. And you need to stop hiding behind the Lombok Treaty. This is what's driving the human rights abusers and why you are not pulling these criminals up. They're war criminals. What's happening in West Papua is real war crimes in real time. People are dying as we speak. And this is what's tying your hands. Well, guess what? This is what we think of. So here we go. Less than a moment.
And they're watching you right now.
And guess what? Everybody rip up the Lombok Treaty. We are not going to sign no treaty where it allows the human rights abuses and murder of unarmed civilians. We're not having it.
Shame!
Shame! Shame! And we're calling on the Foreign Affairs to come out, talk Turkey with us. And we want to give you a very clear message. Australians are not going to tolerate disgusting behaviour by any government in this world, let alone Australian government or the Indonesian government. Get your human rights under your belt. Grow a brain. Are you insane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have to present you with photos of the tortured victims?
I think someone's trying to get in. Can someone open the door for that lady?
She's going to get a coffee.
That's what we think of your Lombok Treaty. Right. It's not worth a pinch. In fact, you can use it for such.
Are you giving us or them?
Shame.
They need to search someone now. They won't come out. Sam is a bit slow here at the moment.
Oh, good girl.
I hope you're not in a hurry.
Yeah, how about type always tools?
Oh, this girl has to catch a flight. You better hurry up and serve her. There's a customer. There's a customer.
We got a question.
Passport!
Quick, before she joins us.
Yeah, ring the bell anyway.
Do this window here so she can still be thing. We'll just put them on this window. Maybe facing or out.
Yeah.
Don't mind
They've
us.
got all the photos in there now.
Not out. Facing it.
I can't see their names.
I think they're going to help her while we're here.
Very creative.
Come on.
Hello? Hello?
Anybody?
Customer?
There's a customer here.
Hello?
I can see it.
We could put some this way and some that way.
Yeah.
We can leave a little window
This one,
put it all around in a circle.
That is.
Pop one helping. Oh, give it. Someone lift pop one up so we can put one on there.
Like Van Blows.
You wanna put that sticky tab? Yeah?
You want to see your head? What are you going to do?
If they press charges, we'd like to let them see
Yeah.
make them stick.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Papua!
Merdeka!
Papua!
Merdeka! Merdeka!
Hello?
Maybe it really is their lunch. They really are going to lunch.
I saw people walking past though. Yeah, there's people there.
There is someone, he said he'd be with us. Oh, there's a policeman too.
Oh, good.
Hey!
Should we explain that she actually just does
Just come to stand and come talk to them.
Hello.
Hello.
They won't come out and talk to us.
Yeah.
No, they're waiting for the guy to come out. He's coming out.
He said he'd be
Oh, no, he said he's
He'll be out in a
coming.
minute, yeah, that's true.
Alright, we'll just be taking all this down.
No, we're just a minute project, mate. Give us a few seconds.
Until they come out.
Come down here, Papa.
Oh, tell them they've got a customer here too.
Yeah, let's go.
She's up with that.
She's got a
Oh, sorry.
You're probably making her a bit uncomfortable by it as well.
She's not uncomfortable. She's
Oh, it's the West Papua on tonight.
She's the youth of the
She's on the
world.
streets at the moment.
She probably believes in anti-climate change.
I think they feel a bit uncomfortable as well in West Papua.
Yeah, coppers will just love shooting.
Yeah. Walking down the street shooting people there.
You guys wouldn't behave like them guys. And you're getting through Timor and that.
It's not Victoria.
Right, Peter,
Didn't know.
tell them what happened to your family. Disgusting things happen over there. And every day they live in fear. Without exception. And-
Jess, this lady's not a protest. She actually wants to.
Yeah, no, it's understandable, but I don't think these guys are going to come out while.
I just want to be served as well.
Well, they promised us they would.
They did
Make
say
the same
something.
complaint.
Apparently they wouldn't be lying to
And we
us.
haven't been.
I've got a couple of questions I want to ask them, and they said they were going to send someone out.
Can we get all you guys next to the window so I can get a shot this way? Sure. Come on, David Augenstein, you're really slow in your old age.
Yeah, Jessica.
This is a good one.
Jump in if you want.
Beautiful. Oh. All right.
Papua!
Peter, can we have that song, please? Just one more time, so I can film it.
Sun, he go down.
Sing it loud and strong.
Sunny go down, sunny come up, nobody's laughing on West Papua. Sunny go down, sunny come up, nobody's laughing on West Papua. Freedom, give freedom. One thought belong you. One more freedom. 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 Long West Papua. Only one thought belong you. Papuan!
Merdeka!
Papuan!
Merdeka!
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, it's hotted up now.
Yeah.
And Timor went through the same
Talking about
20
Charles
years.
Trump.
The anniversary of the Timor vote was Friday.
Let's demand to speak to Maurice Payne.
Timor lost 250,000.
When we get somebody here.
And then
Back in the day with
occupying
Manchester.
people up here, black. Melanesians.
Where's Scarecrow?
And they just want the money, the oil and the gas and the gold and all that stuff. We won the last one. We won 10. We're happy now. You should go with. Beautiful beaches, lovely beaches. Alright, so we've got a bit of a siege thing going here, which is not bad.
Well, it's still lunchtime.
Are we going to do 9 hours, Vaughan?
Yeah, up for
No,
night.
it's still lunchtime.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
Or pizza.
No, I
Should we
mean,
order in? Uber in?
you actually just at lunch.
One of you's downstairs. Let me bring up some Luxos.
There's someone there, is it Scarecrow?
Actually, I think it might be.
It is Scarecrow!
Commander Fields was standing there with this guy, and he said, anyway, the building manager wants you to leave. And Jesse said, how do you know he's the building manager? And he said, I just know. And she said, what's his name? And he didn't know. How do you know he's the building manager? And Commander Fields, he is studying anywhere. He's a tall guy with big ears.
We're going to fight her in front of the Foreign Affairs side.
Stuart Isla called Scarecrow.
Siege. Well, we better bring the media and tell them there's a siege on here.
You want to do last support
Cindy.
Billy out
So we're going to
there?
fight her in front of the Australian Government Department of Foreign Affairs side.
Yeah, why don't you just say, look, put a few people
Jared, you
on
got
from
water?
here just saying we're occupying it.
Cindy, have you got water?
I don't know if my phone's working.
No, we should be good.
Alright, everyone sit down. As soon as that guy in there talks to us, then we'll leave. That's simple. That's all we want. And he said he would.
He's just spoken to you.
Well, is there a foreign affairs guy here?
Yes.
If you have...
Hi, I'm Jason. I work for the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade.
Hey, Jason.
What's your role? Sorry, just to
I'm corporate
clarify.
Yeah, so
Okay.
in terms of what you're here today about, do you have a letter or petition that you want to submit?
We
in
want to
relation to
speak.
your
We want to
concerns?
speak to Maurice Payne.
Maurice Payne, well, that won't be happening today.
Well, she's your boss, though.
Yes, but I don't have the authority to make Maurice Payne contactable to talk to you.
Well, isn't this the Department of Foreign Affairs?
She's the boss.
Well, she's your boss. We just want to talk to your boss.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
How can they let support Timor and then not support people who've been even more killed than Timor? Timor was 250.
Maurice Payne was in Dili in 1999. We need to speak to someone who understands the gravity of the
Why did
situation.
that film?
Why?
Why?
I'll put it this way.
You guys are too secret. You know, that's why we have a problem in West Papua. No, we're entitled to take credit. We're activists. I'm with media, you know.
It's a public office.
We're trying to get Department of Foreign Affairs. Obviously, you know, you haven't learnt from the past and past criminal history. And so we're trying to actually get Foreign Affairs to not do what they did by complicity actions in Dili in 99 and actually stop what is actually happening right now, which is actually a burning crisis in West Papua in 2019, almost exactly 20 years to the day. So we're actually trying to help you guys. You get it?
Yeah, take
You
the
don't
head
want to
off
fall
you
alongside
guys.
history again, do you?
Australian citizens are demanding it.
Can I ask a policy question?
No, I don't. I'm not in policy.
You're not involved in that?
Well, we need to speak to someone who is. That's why we're here. We've been told that we get to speak to someone, but that's someone in policy.
Well, I mean, if you want to wait out in this area, so it allows our to go through and actually get their passports.
Anyone can get their passport.
Maybe you could pass this question on for me. I just wonder, have you got a number, a limit, a maximum amount of people that you'll allow to be killed in West Papua before the Australian government does decide to step in? Have you thought about a number?
What do you guys actually do? When there's a Holocaust or a genocide going on right 300 k's from Queensland, what do you guys actually do? Do you sit around and say, oh, that's pretty bad, isn't it? I'm not going to do anything about it. Yeah. 25 years of Timor. What do you guys actually do?
If you have a petition or a letter, I'm happy.
No, we are the petition. We need to speak to someone in policy. We just want to speak to someone in
If you
policy.
have contact, I can get someone who will contact you. And our director is not available at the moment, but I can get our director.
Who's in charge of the office?
Who-
Brendan Doran used to come out and talk to us in Timor.
Yeah, no, it's, the director of our office is Celia Brennan. She's not available at the moment.
Why is she not available?
She's not here.
Aren't we important?
Well, who's the next in line? We need to speak to someone in policy.
Yeah,
That's why we're here.
Yeah, and obviously our deputy director's not here either, so I can't help you at the moment.
And this is not going to go away.
Who's your deputy director?
So
This is
there'll be
escalating.
more and more people swelling on the streets like East Timor as well. We just want to get
it's
the
not going to be
message
resolved today.
through
so,
that we want to stop people being murdered.
really don't.
Well, when is it going to be resolved? If it's not today, sorry, when is it going to be resolved? Not today. So does that mean when? Yeah, but when then?
Speak to somebody, it won't
Well,
be
there's a media blockout too, and internet blockout in West Papua. Aren't you guys concerned about that?
Yeah.
And don't you
I'm not going
represent
to
us?
answer any more questions. So
Don't you represent us? And
if you have,
we're
if you
concerned
have a
about
letter
that.
or a petition, I'll be glad to take it from you, and then.
No, this
You know,
is a
media
petition. This is what we're
blockout,
doing.
Internet blockout is code for killings. It's code for mass slaughter. We got that experience. We've been around longer than you have, mate.
Papua! Papua! Papua!
Alright guys, how do you say? It's time to go now, okay?
Should we issue a complaint? They seem to want something in writing. Maybe we could sit here and
Yeah,
write a complaint for a while so that it goes up the chain. Well, that's what this office is for, isn't it?
No, this is the passport office.
Department.
This is the passport office, not a complaints office.
Well, it seems
Where's
to
the
be the only
complaints
public
office?
in here.
This is Department of Foreign Affairs.
This is the Department of Foreign
We're
Affairs.
talking about foreign affairs issues here, not
Every office
trade.
has a
We're talking
complaints
about human
mechanism, and I'm
rights
sure they've got a
and life
form
and
they can
death.
fill out.
So you'll get one of these. Might be one of these forms.
And we know the boss is in there. This guy's
Yeah, find a few
lying to
complaints
us.
forms.
We
There
know
is a
foreign affairs
complaints
lie.
form, isn't
They do it all the time. They did it back in the 90s. They're still doing it. We know the boss is in there. Brendan Doran, the last boss, at least he had the decency to come out and talk to us.
Are you guys aware of actually what's going on in West Papua? The genocide and murder of civilians, people that dare to stand up for their flag and their country with pride,
They can't even
are being
fly their
killed.
flag.
They can't fly their
They
flag.
fly their flag, they can either be killed, tortured, or imprisoned for 20 years.
This is one of the most hideous things in the modern age.
The Australian government are training the Detachment 88 police
That's right.
forces over there, which are committing a lot of these human rights abuses.
Yep.
And West Papuans
So,
assisted
everyone
our
needs to think
veterans
about
many
whether they
years
want to
ago,
be
as
complicit
everyone
that
knows.
in Australia at the moment.
Fuzzy Angels. help.
Just like dispose of people when they're not useful.
We have photographs of all these soldiers and West Papuans together.
They came to our aid in our time of need in World War II and took Australian soldiers from the battlefield.
Is arguing with you.
Yeah, I got one here.
But we've got to speak our message, and that's the purpose of being here.
You're the guys that want to take us away.
Can I speak, please? That's the reason you guys lodged your application to conduct a protest downstairs. That wasn't this location, okay? If you don't have official business here, it is time to go.
Hang on, it says here, if you are dissatisfied with the response you receive
I'm going to write a complaint.
from DFAT, they've got a phone number.
Anyone else want to get a passport?
Email the Ombudsman.
Papuana doesn't have a passport.
I haven't got a
Papuana
passport.
hasn't got a passport. Jared hasn't got a passport.
But there's no reason this young lady can't deal with getting her passport. I
Yeah,
mean,
we're not being
there's
unruly.
like 4 police here, nothing's going to happen to her.
Well, you're blocking the counter.
This lady
Oh, we'll unblock the counter.
Where's the counter, guys?
We just,
If we go over in the corner?
Alright.
Yep.
Good.
Can we come to an arrangement?
Okay, sure.
Go over in the corner.
Thank you.
Let the people here who need to do their business.
Absolutely. Yeah, we like it, girl.
Catch that flight.
Gold Coast. Yeah. I bet you the bomber supported.
Can we take our signs as well?
We work hard to improve our service and we welcome your input about how we can make it even better.
Yeah. So welcoming us.
Awesome, welcome. That's
Gives
a
her
welcome.
advice too.
Thank you, man. That's the most reasonable thing I've heard all day.
Please submit compliments, complaints, or comments to us.
Papuana.
You cannot film in private business things.
Feel
Feel free to film them.
No, I just realised that.
Oh, you were filming it, so.
I didn't
Stand over there,
realise.
please.
I didn't realise.
Please stand over there with everyone else.
You want to work?
Or we could write to, there's actually a,
No, you'll have to line up, June. There's no...
We asked for convert Scarlett, not some logo. Are you his envoy?
No, I'm not here in official capacity. I'm here in support of.
you can do them in writing, but you want to go to Canberra.
Take down this complaint.
You guys unblock the door, so
Still on the complaint.
There's that lady trying to get in with a pram.
So, I mean, the service is moving forward here.
Right, we're making a complaint then, and then we can give it to the...
Dear Maurice Payne,
I haven't got very good handwriting, by the way.
Oh, there's your
I'll go on then. I know.
But shouldn't it be dear minister?
And
for minister?
Yeah. Let's be gender neutral.
Well, we can go with Maurice, I
Minister.
guess.
I think it's just
I'm just going to write Minister Payne.
Well, we could say Minister Maurice
Minister
Payne.
Payne.
Yeah.
Dear Australian government.
Minister Payne.
P-A-Y-N-E? Or is that, I'm not sure.
And then we can all sign it. What are we saying?
Firstly, your lunch breaks are too long. We've been waiting to make this complaint for a number of hours now.
Oh, can we just see how many people are here?
18, so.
Official?
Yeah.
Not that passport.
And yourself.
A delegation of 18 people from Darwin
We are.
attended your
See you later.
office.
See you later. Safe travels.
Of 18 people. Oh, what about Lily? She's out there.
And Dad was singing out to me in the middle of the night. He said, come on, Daddy, go.
Whatever. 18 people attended your office in Darwin on whatever day.
Hang on, wait up.
Let's go to bed.
We are a delegation of 80 people.
And I realised the tent city and he played the guitar.
Concerned.
And I was very tired. I'm going to do
Of Darwin.
because
Getting lots of love hearts,
Dad
people.
was even aware
Right.
or even gave a fuck what I was doing.
Right, what next?
I don't know, Peter, do you have something you want to put into the complaint that's going into the department?
Till sun up.
Yeah, say something about the Lombok Treaty
Memory I got a dad.
and just come out and talk to us and then we go. It's simple.
It's hard to describe right now, just saying.
We
I
have
guess I
left
can
a
get it on.
copy of the
trust it.
Lombok Treaty that has been torn to pieces, as it should
It's a
be.
compilation.
Please accept our torn Lombok Treaty as it,
We have left.
Wow, they've done a
Especially
lot of
considering
work.
the outcome.
as it, yeah.
Why don't we like the Lombok Treaty?
Because it's a Muslim.
Tells the West Papuans that.
It was
Unjust, cruel,
evil.
evil.
And Australian might have something doing there too. So it's all help yourselves, guys. To give the generals and the politicians some money.
But it's
Yeah,
actually
there's a lot of greed to do with this.
they're war crimes.
We have left a copy of the Lombok Treaty.
Freeport mine has 25 kilometres. It's probably more now.
What
does that say?
It's based on a lie, really, wasn't it? The sovereignty. Recognition
Oh, they're
of
asking about
sovereignty
Timor,
was
but
based on a lie. because
irrelevant.
It was never legitimate.
Okay, to your window as no one would come to the counter.
We are here to issue a complaint to the Australian government about continuing atrocities.
As long as you come now, I'm going to give it to you.
See my writing.
No, but I'm not.
They might have
Very
handwriting special.
Yeah, and I'm a bit getting dyslexic.
I think you're a teacher.
Yeah, I'm a dyslexic teacher. Take to the window as no one would come to the counter.
Oh, I hope I didn't get much more for.
Why we tore it up. We tore it up because it's, you know, it ties our Australian government hands.
Good on you, Lex.
And allows,
I'm a regular, buddy.
you know,
Mm.
war crimes
Old
to
hat.
continue
Going on.
and torn up.
About
It's an
this
instrument that binds
for how many years?
Unfortunately, you don't even want to be here. None of us
binds
do.
our complicity to
No.
Indonesia's actions,
It's
which we
just
don't
deja vu, isn't it?
agree with. We don't
But you know,
agree
hearing
with
about
what
the
Indonesia
East
is doing.
They're
Timorese,
getting away with murder.
Yeah, they're getting
you know,
away
it's
with
their
murder in West
anniversary.
Papua.
I know.
That's why,
People won back then.
that's why the Lombok Treaty was torn up.
You know, so
Voluntarily
you know, it's not impossible that
We
the
want,
same can happen for
we want Australia to be released from the binding contract that keeps them complicit, and we are calling on the Australian Prime Minister to start proceedings that
Showing a bit of backbone.
and Melissa Payne, we want them to actually stand up for human rights abuses that are happening in West Papua. I think every Australian would be very ashamed and disgusted and hurt by what is happening to the citizens of West Papua. And we're talking about unarmed civilians in their own homelands. And this is an occupying force that is killing people at will. And there's no stopping them. And, you know, I think human rights, Australians, most Australians would want something done about that. I know, yeah, most Australians would want something done. They would put human rights and fair pay ahead of a dollar. They would. But, you know, it seems like it's all driven by the mighty dollar, and we're saying that that's not good enough. We expect a lot more from the representatives that represent the people of Australia.
Nobody in the world should have to wake up in the morning in fear, and that's what the Timorese did, and that's what the West Papuans do. No one deserves that. Imagine women and children, old men, and everyone in between, waking up every day knowing if they raise their own flag, they can be in prison for 20 years, murdered or tortured, brutalised, maybe their daughter's raped. It's just ongoing. And it's just, we just can't sit here in Darwin and allow it to go on forever, you know.
It has been going on forever. And we've had enough. We've had a gutful. We can't just sit in our houses and pretend it's not happening anymore. We have to get out, and we have to really, if our government is not going to do it, if the Foreign Affairs Department, who should be doing something, we expect a bit more from you, and we want you to do something. And we will keep on coming and putting the message to you until such time as there is some sensibility around this whole issue. And at the moment, there's not. Everything's wrong, and we want something right to be done. You know?
And their referendum. And their solution is to bring General Waranto into West Papua. Now he's
a war criminal.
He was a butcher of Timor. Yeah. You know, how would you bring that guy in? Everyone acknowledges
well, he did such a good time
war criminal.
Butchering East Timorese, so
and
let him loose on the West Papuans.
The butcher, yeah. Why would you have him come in to solve the so-called West Papuan problem?
He hasn't been...
What's he do? He cuts the media out, shuts down the internet, and that is code for killing. And so people are rushing into the jungles. Some of them are starving, getting diseases. They're too scared to go back to their villages. It's a crisis, basically. It's an international crisis.
They've just denied access to foreigners as well.
They have. Yep. No journalists have been able to go there for years.
Well, Gillette people into the killing fields, you know. They've got their own killing fields going on there now. They're mowing down people in the streets, murdering innocent civilians.
And they kill journalists. I mean, Balabo 5 were killed by the Indonesian military. Mark Worth, everyone believes he was killed in Jayapura by the Indonesians. So on it goes.
So why are we in bed with the Indonesians?
Money.
Because greed. Of the Lombok Treaty.
Greed. Yeah. It's just greed.
Lombok Treaty.
Same thing. Why we're in bed with Indonesia over East Timor's sovereignty.
Yeah,
it's all about greed.
Oil, gas,
and then we have the audacity
gold, silver,
greed. The East Timorese conference.
I mean, what part didn't they learn from Dili in '99? From not just '99, but especially with the militias. This is the Waranto's weapons. Like every person on the street knows about it, and they're just hiding behind this ridiculously criminal Lombok Treaty, pretending that the militias don't exist. When we know that the militia is the military, it just goes on and on and on. And that treaty is evil, and it's killing people.
Well, there was a soldier on radio this morning saying he went to Timor. One of the first to go there, and he's saying, why are we sending ships to the Middle East? Well, we should be going to West Papua and sorting that mess out. Yeah. And I agree with him.
Hey guys, alright, I've just spoken with the manager. Got no issues with you guys being here whilst you write out your complaint. Okay. You can't have any issues with the passport office. They are a separate section to the guys you want to speak to.
I need it.
If you don't interfere with their government business, there's no drama. Okay? That includes sitting on the floor and blocking, and soon we're going to have some people coming in to do interviews, and there's going to be personal business and personal things going to be discussed. So that means no recording while those people are here, no photographs of those people, okay? As long as everyone stays behaved, like everyone has been, there's no dramas. You guys do what you need to do, you write out your complaint, you pass it on, and then you leave. Alright?
Thanks, officer.
Any questions? No. Alright, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Does anyone have another piece of paper? Because we've got to the first.
Yep, no worries, thank you. I've probably got more posters.
Did you get all that, Laurie?
Yeah, sort of.
Come on!
We're watching the game.
Sorry. You're okay.
I'm about to get a parking thing. I'm in the Westpac Bank.
What about? Yeah.
Send you a Sandy. You hit a block
Hey?
down to Lauren or what?
Oh, we should probably sign
No, that
this.
was
Probably
Stephanie just
sign the
then.
letter.
That was Stephanie just then.
Get everyone signing at the bottom.
I'll take it to those
Stephanie
guys.
James. It's supposed to be there. It just came on our lunch break.
No.
Are you going to go to receive?
Yep.
Are you on the list?
Did you want to sign the letter, Jack?
Just catch a cab down there, Joe.
I can walk.
Oh, yeah, that's what he does.
What do you say to one thing?
No, I told my boss she's cool with it. I agree. Pretty awesome.
Ice cream shop.
Oh, it has been.
If I don't need one after this, ice cream.
Hey, what is that sign saying? Sure, no, that's pretty much
Yeah, that's what else are we doing? Translate because one needs to smoke.
What's tomorrow again?
I was thinking with this, we should just kind of keep
Too Minister Payne.
Yeah. Okay.
See you.
I'll see you before you go on Saturday. You going on Saturday?
No, Friday night.
Friday night?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not then. I'll contact you.
Yeah, alright.
You connect to these.
So they don't.
We should keep them, yeah.
Our dates. What's the date?
Good.
Fifth.
Good.
Oh, 5th.
Good. Thank you.
Well, he was just trying to talk to the police about the nuisance and I kind of told him, no, actually, we're here to discuss with you these issues. So just kept on about the issues, and then they were trying to say, you know, is it a thing they should be dealing with today here, and just explaining that. And then we already had the discussion, so you might as well step in and have it with everyone. He was trying to go back in and let the police do it, which is, I think the police were like, dude, they're not doing anything wrong, you should just be talking to them.
Oh, that's, yeah. Oh, thank you. No, that was the outcome.
It's hiding around the corner, so I was like, oh, hi, we're here to talk to you. Like,
Yeah.